Guys, if you were on my live, my phone died. And you know why I'm really upset? Because I didn't get to save it. And this would have been like a part 2. Dang it. So part 1 didn't get to be saved. So here's part 2 of my live. My phone died. I just plugged it in. I feel like maybe it died because it started to get a little chaotic. Riley keeps opening this door. She's screaming, singing at the top of her lungs. Benny's snoring on me. This is my life. Okay, we're gonna just continue with where I left off and not cry about the fact that the first 15 minutes of my live is now gone. Come on, Instagram, you're supposed to pick up on those things. It should automatically save it. So anyway, we bonded over the Oreos. I leave the barbershop and the guy had said to Kevin, like, I think he said something along the lines, like maybe asked him how long we've been dating or whatever. And Kevin was like, we weren't dating. And he was like, the guy said something like, she's going to be your wife one day. You're going to marry her. How crazy is that? And do you know, here's the craziest part of the story. Let me just get Benny out of my room. Come on. Get out, because you're making too much noise. Come on. The craziest part of the story is that Kevin never saw that guy again. He never saw him again. Not because he gave him a bad haircut. Just don't know where he went. Like, was he an angel? How crazy is that? So, here we are. 10 years later, this coming October will be, I think 10 years. 10 years that we've been together. Our 10-year dating anniversary. We haven't been married 10 years, but everything we did was fast-tracked. We started dating in October. We moved in together. We were talking about moving in together in January, moved in by February. Kevin and I did go through a breakup at one point. That summer, I think, we broke up for like 2 months. And I share that because like, it was healthy for us. It was actually good for us. We both had come out of, Kevin and I both had come from toxic relationships when we got together, and we fell for each other hard and fast and authentically and organically. And I think we were both healing. And I think that breakup was so good so that we could like really figure our shit out and, make that full commitment to one another in terms of like being better for ourselves, being better for one another. And anyway, then that was like in the summertime. And then I remember when we got back together, we were living together, and I remember he called me because I went back home. I moved back home to my parents' house and he called me and he's like, or he emailed me because I blocked him. I was a savage. And he was like, oh, your name is still on like the telephone account. I need to get you off or whatever. So I was like, okay, we can meet up. So like we met up, and the next thing you know, I'm going down to the beach with him as friends. We're going to the beach to his family's vacation. They always rented a house, and we were like, we're going to go as friends. And that was it. We were not going as friends. We loved each other too much. And so we've been together since. So I share all of that because it's like, listen, life's not perfect. We've all been through stuff, right? And so anyway, I just so in sharing all this, if you guys just joined, you missed the whole first 15 minutes. It just got deleted because my phone died. But I'm sharing all of this because I started my journey here and I started going live, and I stopped when I started Lifestyle by Ashley. It was because I was so tired of Ashley, like Fitness with Ashley page, because that was a page that everyone told me what I needed to do, who I needed to be, how I should show up. My pictures needed to be this way. I should say this, do this, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want any part of it. It didn't feel authentic to me anymore. Totally detached and created this page. Also because I wanted Lifestyle by Ashley because I really wanted to just connect with women. And I was tired of like the pervy men on my fitness page, and I was like, this ain't it. This is not what I want. So anyway, when I created this page, I wanted to share everything, like decor, clothes, life, whatever, the engagement, the marriage, all the things. So, anyway, I just started doing lives just like this, sharing things that were on my mind, my heart, my story, doing my makeup in my little get ready closet room. It was nothing fancy. In fact, it wasn't really even that cute at all. It was in a tiny little room. The lighting was crap. And it's like, you know, like I started from the bottom, like it wasn't the bottom, but it wasn't exactly the top. And so I share that because now I think people see me now, and they see me in front of my beautiful built-ins, and they see me in this house, you know, this beautiful home, and they see these things we have, and they don't remember the backstory. They don't remember the work, or they don't know. They weren't here to watch the story and the journey unfold. They haven't been here since 2011, essentially, you know. You weren't here for the last 10 years of my life. Maybe you're new, and so you see all these things, and you're like, oh, she gets brand deal. She makes money online. She does this, she does that. No. Your girl started out influencing by showing up, doing my makeup, and just talking about life and connecting with people that got on my lives. I said hi to everybody that got on. I knew people by name. My OG girls, Nicole and Swenny Sauce, they were my two ride or dies, always on my lives. We always chatted. I did a lot of giveaways to build my page. And then, anyway, and I just like authentically did it. I showed up, I shared. And the point of all that is to say that like it wasn't perfect. It was definitely messy. I never always knew what I was saying, but I never cared. All I cared about was the connection. Who could I connect with? Who could I impact? And every time the live would end and I would save it, I always had somebody reach out and say something to me like, thank you for that. Thank you for this. I love your this, blah, blah, blah. You were so helpful. And that is why I do it. And it's the connection and the impact that you can make. It was always about connection, impact. And by sharing my story, sharing my vulnerability, for most, that feels like weakness. It's not weakness, it's strength. I can connect with you and tell you I've been where you are, and I can tell you that there's light on the other side, or you can get out of it, or you can get ahead of it. And when I first started out, again, influencing and showing up online, I was broke. I didn't have really a lot of money. Kevin was taking care of me. I was not making shit. I got paid as a personal trainer. You don't make a lot of money unless you're training a certain clientele and you're busting your ass and you got a lot of other side income. It's not that much money unless you own a gym. Maybe with the cost of inflation, people are paying what they're paying for trainers now. You got to work your tail off to make really good money as a trainer. Or you work at a gym and you have people pay you under the table, which is not allowed, and to make your money. So now you're doing something icky because you need to make ends meet. So I didn't make a lot of money when I was personal training. I mean, it really wasn't great. And I say broke because everything I was making at that time, I was having to pay off debt. I had a ton of debt. So everything I was making, I was paying debt. Everything I was making, paying debt. There was like no real, I felt like I was drowning. When I got introduced to network marketing 5 years ago with my previous company, Modere. So if you guys have been around, you know that's the company I was with. 5 years ago when I got introduced to it, it was the product that I was like, oh yeah, I love this product. I could get into this. And I started sharing it because I liked the product, and I was like, oh, I can get a link for it? Cool. I treated it like anything else I was doing. I was linking everything. I was linking Amazon, Like to Know It, Pink Lily. I was really big with Pink Lily for a while, and I still love Pink Lily, but I don't share it as much because I don't feel like the style of clothing always aligns with where I'm at fashion-wise right now, truth be told. There are some cute finds, but I just don't feel as authentic to it, which is why I don't share it as much. So anyway, I was sharing all these things, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that. But I didn't realize it would change everything for me because it gave me a platform to empower people. It gave me a platform to share my story, and a platform to change my life and my family's life. I literally had a 420 credit score, 420, you guys, and debt that my wonderful husband paid off at some point for me. He was like, because it wasn't like too much yet. So he paid off that little bit that I had. I was like, I don't know how many thousands it was. I'm sure he remembers. But anyway, and I got into it, and I got into the network marketing, and I was like, okay, I got a 420 credit score. We just paid off a little bit of the credit card debt that I had, and let's see where this can go. Let's see what we can do. And it changed my whole life. Product changed my life. The company changed my life, and it was great. It was great while it was great. I will say that. I made some incredible friends. I still have one of my very best friends through that, but it also taught me a lot of lessons, and it taught me a lot about who I am as a person, as a leader, as an individual. And it strengthened me even more. And then, anyway, the whole point of that is even when I showed up with that, I used to be like, oh, I feel weird. Why do I feel weird? You're literally selling yourself when you show online. Like when you show up online, you're selling your fitness program, you're selling yourself. When you share somebody else's company, you're selling their product. When you're talking about all the things you're linking, you're selling someone else's products. So why wouldn't I sell or share something that I love and make money from it? Because the whole point is monetizing your platform. But that was like foreign and weird 5 years ago. It still wasn't like, I feel like socially acceptable. People were still icked out by it. And a lot of that came from our mothers' Mary Kay parties or Tupperware parties. If you are my age, you know what I'm talking about. My mom used to have Tupperware parties, Mary Kay parties, Pampered Chef parties, a party in the house all the time. And I think that icked people out because you had to have inventory and you had to sell it. And so my experience when I first got into Modere was my first experience with like a true e-commerce where you weren't holding inventory, you were sharing and selling a product. But that was an MLM. For sure. What I've learned now is that was an MLM. And there's nothing wrong with multi-level marketing though. Here's the thing. It had a spin on it. There were pluses to it. There were things about it that like fell under that category of MLM, but overall it was still a better business model at the time. But there's nothing wrong with that. Multi-level marketing, when you look at the word and what it is, it's what every company today is doing. Target does it. Like LTK, you don't think that's multi-level marketing? Hello? You're an affiliate for an app where you link products that another company, people are all making money from sharing, and you're sharing. It is literally no different. So I think the biggest thing is like when you're on your little high horse of, ooh, it's an MLM or ooh, it's network marketing. Well, have you ever shared a link, my friend? That's multi-level marketing. Starbucks hires a company, creates an app so that you can get points for sharing. Target, same thing. Like I just said, LTK, literally, those companies have to pay LTK. LTK has to pay affiliates to link things, multi-levels of marketing. So the next time that you're on your high horse about it, maybe take it down a notch and look at what things are. It's all marketing at the end of the day, right? And again, it's all ways to monetize your platform. And so I, though, 5 years ago, wasn't really confident in that. And I still was kind of shy to like really own it. And then one day I just owned it. And I was like, I love what I do. I love sharing products. I love helping people. I'm going to do this. And I did. And in my previous company, I wanted so badly to really be like a leader, and not a leader that led with ego, not a leader because I had a team. Okay. You don't need a team of people to be a leader. Just lead one. That's a leader, right? I wanted so badly though to like find people that truly connected with me on a higher level and empower them and help them grow and change their life. And you know, that company at the time did change my family's life. Like I was able to get out of my 420 credit score. I was able to increase it. I was able to purchase the first home that we bought. I was able to get the mortgage because of what I was doing with that company, because of the income I was making and all of that. And it was a really beautiful gift. It was a blessing. And then it just wasn't anymore. And I will be completely transparent and say that it wasn't until I already knew, for me, the disconnect and the alignment wasn't there anymore. Like it wasn't happening. And I was trying to like, they say put, a square peg in a circle or a circle in a square peg. I was trying because I loved my people. And I was like, okay, I love my people. I love my community. Like, I don't want to just like give up, so to speak, but something's not clicking here for me anymore. And it wasn't until Kevin and I had gotten baptized and I really dove headfirst into my faith and gained discernment and understanding that a lot of the people that were in my life, it was self-serving for them. What could I do for them? They were putting a cap on me, putting a lampshade on me, not allowing me to really step into my full potential and always belittling me, always manipulating me. And so I'd worked so hard all these years. Now remember this backstory. Like I am a girl who struggled with confidence, self-doubt, self-love, like a lukewarm Christian, in and out of my faith. I've went through a lot of things in my life. And then to get to a place of full confidence, feeling good, living, thriving, and then slowly somebody or multiple people start to try to dim your light and push you down because they see how big it is. And they don't want you to have that. So fast forward again, almost 1 year ago. So the end of this month would be 1 year. I kept thinking it was July 1st when I resigned. It was actually July 30th, I think, when I resigned. I resigned, and it was really hard to do because I had to leave behind a team and a business I spent 4.5 years building and step into the complete unknown. The complete unknown. I knew there was vision. I knew the potential. I knew the people I was partnering with. I knew that Make Wellness was going to be great. I had no idea it was going to be this great. Like, truly. Like, I look back and I think about everything over the last year, and it's like, wow. So anyway, when I had gotten that discernment and I really started to pay attention to not just the people that I worked with, people in my life. How'd they make me feel? Did I feel aligned to them? Did we vibrate on a level where we were elevating each other, or was it toxic, or was it negative, or was it bringing me down? And I think it's important to be aware of those things. And I gained that awareness. I gained that discernment. Best gift I ever got. Because then I was able to really put a kibosh on all the people, places, and things that were dimming my light and holding me down. If you've been here, I can say this truly, that I know because I see it. I see my light shining. I feel it. It's not just because I lost some fat and got some muscle. It's not just because I'm living in the sunshine state, which I will say obviously helps. My light, the light that God gave me is shining through and radiating. I no longer fear saying God, saying Jesus, telling you that Jesus is my Lord and Savior. I no longer fear declaring my love of God and saying that like, oh, everything we've got is all earthly things. I'm going for his kingdom. That's the end goal. I used to fear saying that online for fear of what people would say, for the judgment, to be unfollowed. I thought it would affect my business. I always said like I had to keep, my faith out of it. I had to stay neutral in that way. Like I don't want people to know where I stand because I don't want them to judge me. Well, you can judge me all you want. If you don't love me because I love Christ, then you're not my person, right? Like you're not somebody I want in my corner anyway. Like my thing is like, I don't make friends or relationships based off of what you believe in and your faith, but I certainly don't judge you if you have a different faith than me, right? And so like, I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. So I used to have this fear anyway, that people would do that. And now I stand proudly, I share it proudly, and it's changed my whole life. My faith changed everything for me. The minute I really stepped into that, changed everything. And changed my relationship with myself, in my marriage, in my friendships, and in business and everything. And the alignment and things started clicking. I started, at the time I felt like I was losing friendships, but truly it was God closing doors. I prayed for him to close doors. And sometimes you gotta be careful what you pray for, right? Because you ask for it and then it comes and it's hard. It's hard. I don't publicly talk about too much because it's also one of those things where I don't feel like everything needs a conversation, but I literally lost I had 2 great friendships. Here's my thing. There's no bitterness in my heart. There's no sour spot. There's only love and gratitude and grace for what was and acceptance for what is. And I had 2 major friendships just fall apart. And interesting enough, they found each other and I became the common denominator of like the bad person. But what I realized was that was just the season of life. We outgrew each other. We were no longer meant to be in one another's lives. And the mature part of me, the healed part of me, is able to recognize what was, love what was, respect what was, and again, move forward in grace and realize like in this life, in this season, right now, those things can't come with me. Those people can't come with me. That's just how it works. And I share that because I think a lot of times people fear change. They fear like maybe letting go of relationships, jobs, friendships, because they're scared of, well, that's what I know. I don't want to let go of that because that's all I know. Yeah, but if that's all you know and you still feel this calling and this pull to something else, if something's meant to be, it comes back around. It'll come, So anyway, I had a lot of different seasons of change, and this whole last year has been incredible in the sense of I really feel the gift that I was given to connect with others and help impact others' lives. And yes, I do that with this platform. Yes, I do that with Make Wellness. And I'm sharing all of this. And I wanted to go on this live and share my heart about all this because it's like, stop being the person on the other side of the screen that's judging people for how they're showing up and commend someone for doing it, and maybe see if it's something that you want to do. 9 times out of 10, if you're that person and you're like, I cannot believe that she's posting, like, who does she think she is? You probably want to be the one posting. Let's call it what it is. If you're judging someone and criticizing them, I can guarantee you that it's because you wish you were doing it. So instead of wishing that you were doing it, start doing it. Like, do you know, I know that people judge me on a daily basis. I know, I don't care. The reality is, like, some things make me laugh. Things used to hurt my feelings. When I first started influencing, like, it used to hurt my feelings. People would say mean things to me. But now I block and delete. I look at some other influencers and other high follower count pages, and I see some of the stuff people write in the comments, and I'm like, wow. And to me, I'm like, that is so mean. That is so terrible. That's so awful. But also, I don't allow it. I delete and block, delete and block, delete and block. And I did that for a lot of years. I deleted and blocked to the point now where I think people just realize, I don't entertain your bad energy. I block it and I keep it moving. I'm not here for that. I'm not gonna, even though I put that one guy on blast the other day who said I looked like the Penguin, which made me laugh, honestly, guys. I literally Googled the Penguin and I was like, are there any funny lines from that movie that could go with this? And I was like, no, you're giving it too much energy. But seriously, I was like, thanks, buddy. The Penguin. Back in the day, that would have hurt my feelings. Now it does not hurt my feelings. It just was too funny not to share, because it's very rare, far and few between, that anyone says anything mean, because I just don't tolerate it. And I think because I'm authentic. At the core of who I am, I'm authentic. I don't second guess what I'm saying. I'm not gonna stop, end, and re-record. I'm just gonna talk, and my people will be my people. And the ones who can feel my authentic heart will feel it. And those who will judge me, I will continue to encourage them to find it in themselves to do the things that they want. Again, when you are triggered by somebody else, it is something within you. It has nothing to do with that person. So if I'm talking right now and I'm saying things that maybe you're might be upsetting you, or maybe making you think, or maybe you were judging me and now you're like, oh, I can't believe I judged her. She's just like me. Pause, reflect, and ask, why am I being triggered in this moment? Why do I feel this way? Probably because, again, I want to do something different. I want to step out of my comfort zone. I want to share online. I have a story to share. Listen, every single one of us has a story to share. And a friend of mine, Courtney, from high school, still my friend today, I love her dearly, said to me one day, your story is somebody else's playbook. And I will never forget that she said those words to me. They had impact, and I share those words with so many others on a regular basis, because it's true. My story is someone else's playbook, the same way that your story is somebody else's playbook. And all you're doing is a disservice by not sharing. And you don't have to have some crazy, crazy dramatic story to share. You don't have to have had hardship. You could be somebody who's just kind of always had an easygoing life, but that's okay. You can share that too. There's no rules, right or wrong or set way. It's just all about being authentic. Who are you? To the core of who you are, never lose sight of that. And I will tell you this, my biggest flex, literally, my biggest flex is that who I am online is who I am in person. You meet me in person, I am the same person that I'm showing up as online, okay? I am authentic 1000% to my core. And if I don't like you, you will know it. If I love you, you will know it. And if I'm passionate, you're gonna see it. And I'm just always gonna keep it real. I'm always gonna keep it real. And I don't know, when I turned 40, that statement just got to be more true. I've been through far too much. I've been judged so much my entire life that I just feel like I'm in this place of like, well, the only person who can judge me, the only person who can judge me already clothed me in his righteousness and said, my daughter, I think you're perfect. In his eyes, I am not perfect. Okay, none of us are. And here's the greatest thing of all, the greatest like revelation, if you will. We are all sinners. We're not really all great people. We're all gonna fuck up. We're gonna swear. We're literally all, none of us. There's not one person who's perfect. That's where we're all the same, right? But then we're all unique. We all have our own ability to share, to step out and be somebody and do something different. And if you wanna be somebody and you wanna go somewhere, Sister Act 2. I'm a jukebox. Welcome to ADHD with Ashley. You're welcome. All joking aside, why not do what you want to do? Listen, if showing up online and monetizing your platform is not your thing and you're just here to receive, okay. Well, while you're here receiving, add a like, add a comment, give someone a little boost. They're working their ass off to supply the things that you need or want. So give some love and show some love. How you doing? Have a great day. Love your hair. Thanks for that link. Okay? But if you're that person and you want to be that person to monetize your platform, why wouldn't you? Literally, it's 2025, you guys. What are you waiting for? Every single person is monetizing and earning money online. What I will tell you, this opportunity with Make Wellness has completely changed my family's life. Ooh, look at that sweat. Completely changed my family's life. It's taken it from where it was to a whole entirely another level. And I've connected with so many people, and I'm finally in a season where my light is not being lampshaded. I can give to others to watch them elevate, and they can receive, and I can help people truly with a product and a business that can change your life. Hands down. And I love what I do. And I proudly say I'm a founding affiliate of Make Wellness. 1 year ago, I left what I knew was broken and no longer aligned for me because I saw the vision here. And what's wild is we're just getting started. And I love what I do. I don't, just do Make Wellness. Like, I still do my fitness stuff. I just made my Impact Strength Home Workout Guide for you guys. Still do my fitness stuff. You see me on here sharing. I have big aspirations of being a motivational speaker, and I don't need a stage to do it. I can do it right here. I can get online and share my heart, and there I go. The thing is, we all think we need some big production, some fancy, perfect way of being, and you don't. You just need to be you and show up and share, and not be afraid to do that, to share your story. Our stories have so many layers, so many depths, so much to it, and each layer connects with another human being and can help inspire somebody. And yeah, I'm the girl that used to look at herself and think she wasn't worthy. I felt like I was never going to be something because I didn't have a piece of paper that said I was going to be something. I never thought I was smart enough to say I have a business, and I have a business. The reality is, when God created me, he didn't create me to work a 9 to 5. He didn't create me to go work somebody else's dream. And he didn't give me my voice so that I could be quiet. And I know that, and I believe it with my whole heart that my mission is only just beginning. I feel like I always feel this calling and this stirring and this swirling on my heart that I'm supposed to get loud. Get loud, be loud. Share your story, share your light, share my story, his story. Share it to whomever will listen, to whoever hear you speak. Like, get out there and inspire the masses. And you will. And that's why I have this loud voice. That's why I always was told I talk too much. That's why I always colored outside the lines. Creativity, thinking, having, like, being a big dreamer. Like, how many people be like, you're a dreamer. You like want to live in a fairy tale. Yeah, I know. If you're not dreaming, are you alive? Like, life is short, okay? It's never too late to dream big and go after those things. But here's the reality. You can't just put it in a journal, and you can't just pray for it. You got to work for it. You got to show up for it, and you have to make like a step every day, a notch. You got to do something. So if you're sitting here right now and you're like, I really want to show up and start influencing. I really want to start sharing my story online. I want to connect with people. I want to do social selling. I want to get into Make Wellness with You. I want to be a modern affiliate. I want to do that. You can't do that sitting behind a phone screen and writing it in your journal over and over that's what you want to be. That's hocus pocus and it ain't going to work. You have to apply the actual effort and action to make your dreams a reality. And that's the truth. And the moment that you stop waiting for someone to hand it to you and you start and say, this is mine for the taking, I'm going to go do whatever it takes to get it. Like, don't count yourself out. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. In fact, you shouldn't be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You always want to keep growing and you always want to keep evolving and you want to surround yourself with the people that will elevate you and help you do that. And I think it's so important. It's so incredibly important to know that like you have a story and you can share it and you can do whatever you want to do. And I am in a season of this is what I do and I'm really good at it. And if you want to do it and you want to get really good at it, I want to help you because this is my playbook. And what good is a playbook on a shelf collecting dust? So let me help you. Let me show you how you can have your money make you money. Let me show you how you can make money with your platform. Let me show you how to build a brand. It's actually very easy. Did you know why? Because your brand is you. It's you. And most people spend so much time racking their brain. What's my brand? Gosh, what is my brand? It's you. Who are you? What do you love? What are you passionate about? What do you like to do in your pastime? What's your life like? Maybe you are a lawyer. Maybe you are a doctor. Maybe you're an esthetician. Maybe you're a competitive, triathlon person. Maybe you also just have the calling of the Holy Spirit on your heart and you want to share it with the world. Maybe all these things, but that's who you are. So you're not anyone else. So if you go on here and you're down the rabbit hole scrolling saying, I want to be like that person. I want to challenge you today to ask yourself, if God wanted us all to be the same, all he would have had to have done was create one of us and copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. He didn't do that. There's a reason he didn't do that. We were not meant to all be the same. What a boring world that would be, right? So take your story, take who you are and your passions, and go do something about it. And here's the other beautiful thing. For all of my people who have their college degrees and love it, or work a 9-to-5 and love it, that's incredible because we need people like you. The world can't all just be weirdos like me, squirrels coloring outside the line, right? We do need some people who like those things. Otherwise, I'd never be able to go to the doctor or the dentist. So I need people who like those jobs. We all have a role to play. And it's okay to have those roles and still want more, or just want to keep adding to your wheelhouse, or do this and do that. There's no right or wrong. There's no cap. There's no lid. It's just whatever you want it to be. So why not go make it happen? So I don't know. I'm so sad the first part of my live got cut off because my phone died. I really am, because it was like a real big backstory to my story and how I got here. And one day I'll re-record the whole thing. But if you guys were on for that first part and you heard it, you were meant to hear it. And that's how I think about that. I think those who were on and got to hear it and it was not saved, that was for you to hear. It wasn't for whoever else isn't going to get to hear it. But if you're here now and you get to watch this recording later, I hope you can hear my heart and know that your story is someone else's playbook, waiting to be read. So when are you going to tell it? What are you waiting for? Love you guys. Chat soon.